Alright, so I just got this mini excavator. It's a CFG industry qk16r. So bought this unit at auction and I'm just gonna tear it down and pretty much see what's going on with it, make sure everything's tight, do some of the improvements people talk about, and just see what you guys think. But seems like a pretty decent unit, what everyone says, so we're just going to get into it and see what happens. So first thing I'm doing is removing this plate here. I think the battery and stuff's underneath that. These top bolts here, they're all 13 millimeter. These ones here are 15 millimeter. You also have to take this front piece off, which we already took the roof off this unit. So we'll take that front bar off right there, take that floor up, and we'll see what's underneath there. I will say you can already tell some of these bolts aren't really lined up very well, so probably end up re-drilling, tapping, maybe putting different hardware in there just to make things easier at the end. I will say you can see right here, look how that's all stripped out already, brand new. So we're just going to replace this stuff and we'll make it right at the end. Looks like before you can even get this plate off here, probably going to have to remove these bolts here. Might as well take these hinges off, and then also this other plate. Same thing. Looks like these are all 15 millimeters, and not sure on the hex size on this yet. See what we get into. Looks like these are about 5 millimeter. There is a nut on the back. I'll have to try to figure out how we're gonna get to that so we can hold that. Seems to be a 10 millimeter on the back. Looks like it might be pretty tricky to get this piece off. Not sure if we'll need to remove the switch for the thumb. Seems like that's probably not even tight. or if we'll need to remove that side. Probably both. This might turn into quite the project, just to see where the battery is. Seems like this panel's already pretty loose just by taking out that hardware underneath there. So probably, I guess we'll just loosen these two bolts up down here. And that honestly might be all that's holding it, other than, looks like there's another small bolt right here. Right here, and it holds, there's a little bracket. Comes up right here. Looks like that's a 13. So I guess remove that stuff next. Finally got this. Might try to take this counterweight off because I need to get my hand in here to get focus. There's a nut right down there. I need to get a wrench on it. So I'll get the counterweight off and see what happens. It's a 19 millimeter on these two back bolts. Hold in what I assume is.
Maybe some sort of spring to keep these spaced off there. That's what I assume. Probably why there's such a long bolt holding that on. And we'll have to find the other spring. Now, obviously, this isn't really a counterweight. Only weighs maybe about 20 pounds.
Random spare nut, I guess. Okay, so as you can see, we got the side panel off here, and the qk16r. I don't know if it must be a slightly upgraded model. Because it already comes with the hydraulic cooler and the hydraulic thumb, so which is pretty nice. I guess these things might get pretty hot. We're already planning on getting a heat shield exhaust cover over that, and gonna clean up all this. This is these lines for the choke and the throttle. Instead of cutting them off or making them look decent, they just have a super long cable and they route it through and run it around and clamp it. So we're gonna clean that stuff up and get this thing really pretty nice, clean up all the rust and paint. You know, you can see where they just didn't have it clean and then they just kind of spray it. And then you can also see these holes right here. See how they're already all, the threads are cobbed in there. So we'll get that stuff fixed as we go. So far, so good. Not really find anything crazy loose or anything. Still trying to figure out how to get this floor out, because it's got this front section here. I'm hoping I can lift it up and spin it backwards and then pull it up and back at an angle. So we'll see if we can get that done quick. Honestly, seems like a lot of work to change a battery. So as you can see, that is where the battery is. It's actually strapped down fairly decent, but we'll see. You know, some people say this swing motor in here can be kind of loose. So obviously we're gonna check everything and make sure everything's tight the way it needs to be and where it needs to be. So far, honestly, everything looks pretty good. Haven't seen a loose bolt or anything, but I did just find another spare piece. Free hardware, I call it. Also, you're going to want to check if you get one of these lines right through here. They're none to rub on this metal piece right through here. So probably get a piece of rubber or something and slide in here to keep everything from getting worn out, because as you can see, this machine has just been bought. Took off the trailer or whatever the heck it came on, shipping container, and it's already got this nick in the line. It's got 0.1 hours on it. You can see right there. So we're going to do the same thing. Either cover that line up with some rubber or put some sort of guard in here so that way that stuff's not rubbing. But honestly, guys, this machine, I mean, it's going to be a lot better than a shovel, and I got this at auction for $26.50, so $29.90, I think, after taxes and auction fees. So under $3,000. I got a machine with a plow on it, a thumb, and then I did also get the bucket kit for these. So that comes with a rake, an auger, another auger bit, a ripper tooth, and what else? A log grapple, and like 2 or 3 other buckets. So I got that all for $675, so $900 after taxes and fees. So 4,350 cents. 4,300. I think I'm handicapped. $4,035, I think, with my wire fees. So that's all done, and honestly, it seems like a solid machine. I mean, it's pretty big, a lot bigger than I kind of thought it was going to be. I've used a Bobcat 1-ton unit, and it was honestly a lot smaller than one of these, and cost $40,000. So we'll see how it goes. If you got any questions or things you want to see, I got a list of additions and plans I have to make to this unit. So let me know what you think, and we're going to keep tearing into this thing, and we're going to just see what we can find. I mean, hopefully we find almost nothing, and we can just do the simple modifications we're going to do here. So thanks.